4th. Happy Groundhog's Day. Kind of cloudy out there this morning, so Groundhog's not probably going to see his shadow. I have not seen, actually, it's too early yet. Punxsutawney Phil has not gotten up in Pennsylvania yet. But anyway, for what it's worth, which is, the bane of all meteorologists across the country. But anyways, go watch Groundhog's Day today. There you go. That's how you should celebrate. Lots of kind of quiet weather in general going on across the country, except for across the western half of the United States, where we have onshore flow of a lot of Pacific kind of storms and a kind of series of storms. This is not that unusual for an El Nino winter. A lot of rain in California and snow in the high elevations. And what that is doing, it has made for this onslaught of Pacific air and moisture across the country has really it kind of disrupted the flow. So we have really very much split flow. I'll show you that in a minute. Where we have kind of some flow heading north. You can kind of see that with the storm here across the south, and then it's a little harder to see on the map here, but essentially we kind of have flow underneath subtropical jet stream flow. And what happens with that is it kind of quiets the weather pattern down, doesn't allow for big storms to form. And what it's going to mean for us is we continue to be kind of on the west side of this kind of big ridge that is across the central part of the country, at least in the northern flow. And that's allowing for some cooler air to head in our direction and some relatively quiet weather. We do have a few flurries out there this morning. And while it's been quiet, it's been cloudy. And the clouds, I think we are going to see some sun, a little bit of sun tomorrow, better on Sunday, which will be nice because we haven't seen much sun lately. But yeah, that'll kind of help things out a little bit. Temperatures are going to continue to be pretty typical for this time of year. Temperatures in the low 30s, upper 20s, overnight lows in the upper teens. So not real cold. Nice skiing weather for the most part, except for the fact that we could use a little more sun. Like I said, you're going to get that by Sunday. So, and the skiing conditions are pretty good right now. So across the country on radar, you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. There has been a little bit of some light flurries. Nothing that you need to be concerned about. It is possible on an untreated road, just with some of the kind of misty conditions overnight, that there could be a little black ice in spots this morning. But anything that's been treated, that's not a problem, and that should not be an issue for most of us here across southern Vermont. But just an FYI, more like sidewalks you'd have to be worried about. So just keep an eye out for that. Across the rest of the country, you can see a lot of nothing going on here underneath that ridge. Our weather will kind of be continued to be kind of dominated by being on the west side of this trough. You can see this front is going to pull south a little bit, so we will be a little cooler. Yesterday was a little warmer. We'll be a little cooler than yesterday for the weekend, but again, not bad. Let's take a look at that flow. So here's the jet stream. This is up high in the atmosphere, 300 millibars. This is at jet stream level, and you can see that we are just pushing air from all the way across the Pacific Ocean, all the way from kind of Hawaii into right now into Baja California. Quite far south, but this very strong jet stream here is really what's kind of causing the issues, or causing just dominating the weather across North America currently. Then we have this big ridge, and the big ridge is kind of what happens is eventually, whenever you have a jet stream like this, the flow is going to kind of slow down, and when it does, you got all this momentum. It's got to go somewhere. So you have a little bit of it trying to undercut and just continue on with the jet stream. And then also some air that goes well north up into Canada. And so that is tapping some cooler air for us out of eastern Canada. It's also leaving Alaska with a chance for kind of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere to build some significant cold over Alaska. We'll see that when we get to temperatures. That's been there for a while. It hasn't wanted to move yet. And this pattern, it will evolve here. We're kind of in an evolving period of the pattern, but we're evolving to what we're going to evolve to is kind of a non-stormy pattern as well. So the weather won't change much, even though the overall pattern is going to kind of change over the next week, I think. So we're still looking at basically quiet weather and temperatures relatively close to normal. We could get a warm up towards the end of next week. There has been some indications of that, but I'll have to wait and see if that really does materialize or not. Let's take a look at the temperatures. Again, we're drawing in some of these colder temperatures from eastern Canada, which are cold but not brutal. We've actually lost some of the coldness. We had some a lot of kind of 30s and 40s below zero in eastern Canada, northern eastern Canada. Before we've kind of lost some of that, but we are going to tap a little bit of this. That's going to keep us chilly for the weekend, but not chillingly cold. Central Alaska has just been in the deep freeze, and so there's still some cold air that we could tap. If we could move it into the central part of North America, and it has opportunities to central part of northern Canada, I should say, would have opportunities to dive south. Right now, doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, but it's there, so it bears some watching over the long haul. Let's take a look at what the actual forecast looks like. Like I said, nothing too exciting. A few flurries today. Temperatures will be mid 30s. We're kind of in the right around freezing at 33, 32, 31 in a lot of spots this morning. We do cool off some this afternoon, so highs will probably be by about noon. That front is sort of sinking south, and as that happens, we will fall back tonight with some clouds into the upper teens. Tomorrow, there will be a couple of peaks of sun, I think. It could be a little breezy tomorrow, and by breezy, I mean at the ski areas, you could see it could feel a little breezy up top. Nothing that's going to be too bad. And nothing that's going to cause wind holds or anything like that, just a little breezy. So you just want to be prepared for that. It'll feel a little colder than the upper 20s or mid 20s that it'll be at the top of the ski areas, but not bad. It'll feel like teens, definitely doable. And then it cools off. We're into the teens Saturday night. We get decent amount of sun on Sunday, although there'll still be some clouds. Temperatures up near freezing on average for most of us. Great skiing day on Sunday. Temperatures fall back into the low 20s or around 20 degrees, some upper teens as well. Sunday night headed into Monday. If we take a look at those weekend highlights, quiet weather this weekend, very little precipitation except for a couple of flurries this morning. Temperatures will be near normal, a bit breezy on Saturday, and the pattern remains storm-free for at least the first half and probably for all of next week. Skiing should be good all weekend, so that's kind of nice. Good skiing out there, and the conditions skiing-wise have gotten better. It's still not we haven't been dumped on snow wise, but it's been better. So and especially this week they've had a chance to snowmake and groom and things like that. So it's nice out there to ski. Want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. They help support what I do here at the West River Weather Guy. If you're interested in becoming a patron, there is a link in the description below. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. I'll make sure you don't miss any of my videos. I'll be back on Monday with a look at your work week